Hey guys, Dazzler Magic here, and welcome to the greatest website on planet Earth, the Pucatrade sweepstakes hub page. Oh, this is going to be a spicy, hot, delicious video. This was brought to my attention a while ago, actually, by somebody on social media, and I was looking into it and then just kind of forgot, but now I'm like, it's time to take another dump on Pucatrade and their ridiculous business practices, because honestly, this is probably going to get them sued or arrested, because in my opinion, and it would seem the opinion of the laws in most states, this is an illegal lottery. I mean, everybody who commented on this, people who know this type of law, they all said this is illegal. So, awesome. Also, because I like math and don't care about laws, to an extent, it's one of the worst lotteries I've ever seen. Oh, it's not a lottery, but I'm just going to keep calling it that. It's an illegal sweepstakes. It's a lottery. That's what it is. Whatever. These are all my opinions, not meant to be factually taken or as any kind of legal advice or an actual assessment of Pucatrade. I legally have to say that. It's my opinions, but, let's be honest. All right. So what you can do is you can enter with 100 Puca points, which is roughly worth $1. And I think if you directly buy Puca points, they cost you $1 per 100. I think. I really don't know that much about how this website works. Other than they tried to sponsor my channel, I looked at their math and business model and said, oh, hell no. And then after that, I looked up their reputation. I was like, oh, hell to the double no. Not going to happen. Oh my God, these people are idiots. Seriously. It's the same problem as Zimbabwe, where the government was like, okay, we have $1 billion. Why would we tax people when we print the money? Let's just print more money and then pay all of our bills and build roads and everything with the money. Well, because if you print another $1 billion, then there's $2 billion floating around and it depreciates because people are making so much money at their jobs that they're willing to raise the prices and they're willing to spend more on everything. So they outbid people on stuff and they're willing to pay double for just everyday needs and stuff like that. And so you just devalue the currency where effectively $2 is $1. And that's what Pucatrade's problem is, when you can just spontaneously generate Puca points out of nowhere for referrals and for bonuses and sign-up bonuses and for nice mentions on social media and marketing compensation. It's at a certain point, since it's supposed to represent money, kind of, you gotta stop printing money or you gotta have a sink. And this never had a sink. The sink was cards. So Puca points, I heard, are not worth anywhere near $1 per 100 or a penny a piece, but we'll just pretend they are for the purposes of this. So, let's see. Let's take a look at this. Where's one that was settled? Okay, so 2 Grove of the Burn Willows from the Vault Edition, the foil. That's actually kind of neat. So let's view the details here. It ended December 11th. 740 entries. Now, here's the thing. You can get one free entry by mentioning it on social media, and I think it's just per giveaway. So as much as I'd like to say, so everybody did that, which is probably not true, then, are half of the entries, not paid? No, not really, because, basically, I guess you could say, people will enter more than once, typically, especially if your chance is 1 in 740. So people will, I think, see the number of entries and just stop entering when they see it gets too high, because that's the return. I mean, that's your odds versus the value. So the From the Vault version of Grove of the Burn Willows, it's between 19 and $25. We'll just say 20. So you get 2 of them. That's $40. So you have a 1 in 740 chance of getting $40 worth of cards. Oh, what a great deal. So 40 divided by 740 is 5%, 5.4%. So that means that there's about a 95%, we'll just say casino edge, or owner's take or whatever term you want to use, in this wonderful giveaway. That is way worse than anything I've ever heard of. I mean, I think a Powerball jackpot at 40 million is pretty bad. Because I think it's $2 to enter, and your odds are 1 in 200 million-ish, or 1 in 172 million, I think. And then the win is 40 million. So that's pretty bad. But still, that's 40 divided by 172, and then you're paying $2. So actually, this is still worse. Wow. Scratch-off tickets, they almost always have a 40 to 60% take. I think in Wisconsin, some of the more generous ones have about a 45% I keep wanting to say Casino Edge because I don't really gamble outside of a casino. So that's what I'm familiar with. Just like, here's a good comparison. If you're playing video poker on a standard highest pay table, which is pretty typical, I think it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pay table on bonus poker. Or no, it skips one, whatever. The Casino Edge, the Casino Take, their advantage is about 2.7 or 2.9%. Yeah. Yeah, so if you get a 3% cash back deal at your local casino, we'll say, that's interesting, isn't it? But that includes the variance that's included with getting a royal flush, which would take a lot of hands. I've gotten 3 of them ever, and I've played a lot of hands poker, so I think I'm up on those. So yeah, a 3% Casino Edge where for every dollar you put in, you'll get 97 cents back. That's not bad, you know? And honestly, like roulette, it's like 4-point-something%. Slot machines is actually like a 30% take. So, you know, if you were to put in $10, you would expect to get $6 or $7 back. This is not hard math. I ate a lot of sweets today, and I don't usually do that, and I'm coming down, and I'm crashing. I might actually be dreaming this right now. I might have already fallen asleep at my desk, and this is just me dreaming, recording this. I don't know. Somebody pinch me or slap me or something. So here's a funny thing. I love this. Open to legal residents of the United States over the age of 18. Gee, I wonder why. Sweepstakes is void where prohibited by law. See full terms. Here's the thing. It's void where prohibited by law, which as far as I'm concerned is pretty much 50 states. Might be wrong. There might be another couple, but almost every state says you cannot have a value or a purchase tied to it. And if it is tied to like a purchase or a value or a direct sale, then you have to have a way to enter for free. So if I click on the full terms, strangely enough, it just, that link actually works. That is so weird. I clicked it before and it just brought me back to the other page. And then these were listed on the bottom. So they say no purchase or payment is necessary to win. Except that it absolutely is. So I thought, okay, where's the standard practice? And go look up the Monopoly game at McDonald's. Is self-addressed stamped envelope, send it to this P.O. box. Our fulfillment center will send you some free game pieces because we're not kidding. No purchase necessary. Because remember, you got to buy a drink, you got to buy some fries, you got to buy like a Big Mac or whatever to get an entry normally. But that's illegal in almost every state. So, well, if not every state, I think it is all of them. So they made a way to do it for free. Now it costs you a stamp, but correspondence, whatever, it's not really legally considered a fee. Mostly it's tax related. It's a loophole for the government. But yeah, they don't have anything like that at all. Nothing. I literally read this whole thing. No joke. Nope, not in here. So just saying no purchase is necessary to win is a little bit different than actually having there be no purchase or payment necessary to win. So they are absolutely in violation of the law, in my opinion. So not only that, but it's a 95% disadvantage on this auction. But hey, burn willows, and not everybody wants them, right? They're FTVs, whatever. Here we go. Let's go find another one here. What do we got? Aether vials. Those are MMA, $30 on the dot each. So you get 2 of them. All right. So $60 out of 1,304 entries. So 1,304. Now you can say, okay, maybe a quarter of them were free entries, but your odds are still 1 in 1,304. So if you were to enter with $1 worth of Puca points, this is still it. I mean, that's still your odds. It's still the return. Now, if you took the time to get a bonus entry, okay, you can cut the odds in half, but still, I mean, let's see, what is it? It's $60 divided by 1,304. Here we go. That represents a 4.6% return on the initial amount. So once again, about a 95, a little bit above 95% take on Pucatrade's, what do you call it? On their end, I guess, on their account, on their balance sheet. So they all look like this. They're all absolutely terrible. Okay, here we go. Force of Will EMA. I'm not sure what that's worth. Let me look it up. All right, looks like it's about $80. So view details. Here we go. Oh, congratulations to the guy with the Dragon Warrior Monsters and Dragon Warrior series slime cube. That's awesome. Couldn't have gotten to a better guy. So yeah, 1,001 right there. So almost exactly $1,000 in, not counting free entries. And it paid out $80. So of course 80 divided by 1,001, whoops, is that's actually 8%. It's actually 7.992%. So right around an 8%. That's still terrible. Actually, oh my god, $80 out of 1,000. I could have done that in my head. I used to be good at math, folks. So it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. It's the worst odds I've ever seen. You could go buy a $2 scratch off and have a way, way, way better chance of winning than this. I mean, this is just stupid. What I'm thinking is people know that Puka points are not worth that much. But let's just say they're worth, I don't even have an estimate, but 25 cents. So you're only risking 25 cents, and every single person enters exactly once, and then exactly one additional time. Nobody buys 2 tickets or 2 entries. It improves it a little bit, because we'll just say, okay, then if everybody's entering twice, then it's 500, and then Puka points are worth 1/4 of what I'm saying they are. So divide by 4. So it's like 125. So 80 out of 125 is not that bad. I mean, that's a 64% return, but you're right around really, really, really awful slot machine odds, and almost exactly at like $2, scratch off odds. So pretty bad, pretty bad. Also, it's such a long shot at 1 in 1,000 that it might as well be considered a jackpot instead of like an actual like video poker machine where I think you win 41% of the hands. So yeah, pretty regular winnings there. So they've had some good stuff in here. Caracas, Force of William A, 2 Scarab Gods, 4 Hostage Takers. Dang, I see what that one was. Let's see. Oh, 1,613 entries. Damn, that's standard relevant too. I think those are like 20 apiece. It's only like 80. That's terrible. It's like a 3-4%. It's terrible. So here we go. They've had Aether Revolt banners. That's interesting. One by Wedge's twin brother. Then we've got a Ship Like a Pro package. That's actually kind of neat. I like that. A full set of Cons of Tarkir fetch lines. Holy crap. Lifetime membership for Puka. An entire Shockland set, a whole box. This is pretty nuts. Ooh, Antiquities sealed. So, it's cool. Prizes, I'll give them that. Oh, there it is. The 3D Sword of Feast and Famine. So cool. Oh my gosh. But still, the odds of winning are just ridiculous. I have no idea what the value of the sword is. I'd say from knowledge and experience, probably the 150 minimum. But out of 2,734, that's a terrible ratio. Absolutely terrible. So here's the funny part. If you're not already like, wow, this is stupid, because obviously it is a point sink and they needed this. This is how you fix it. And I heard that they implemented some kind of loot box mechanic, but I'm not sure if that was true or not, because can't really log in if you're not a member. Now they charge a membership fee. So thanks, guys. But yeah, he says, although most cards are donated by members of the Pucatrade staff from our personal collections. Let's just stop right there for a second. Your staff members, clearly your company's on the verge of bankruptcy from what I've heard. They probably aren't even getting paid. So they're like, hey guys, can you help us implement this, money sink in this point sink so that we can revalue the points higher and add a giant sink to the game? Because when they did the big crafting money sink in Dungeons and Dragons Online, so, other games have implemented sinks and it really worked. But this, of course, isn't a game. This is Pucatrade. So, they're hitting up the staff from their personal collections. That's ridiculous. Maybe they were compensated. Maybe they weren't really donated because, they're making so much money on this, like income-wise on the tickets. But he says, also, many have been donated by the amazing members of the community. So they're hitting up their own customers, the people that they're screwing over in this. Oh my God. and they're donating them. This is not a nonprofit. Just because they're not making a profit doesn't mean they're a nonprofit. I think it is like a self-serving thing where they're like, okay, the whole site's collapsing. The business model is going to crap. Do you want us to shut down, since you own like, 10,000, 100,000 Puka points or something, or do you want to try to help us? So maybe they opened it up for donations and people did it for God only knows what reason other than preserving the site, I guess. I have to assume it was like selfish reasons, because at this point, who wants to help these douchebags out? I mean, they knew what they were doing or didn't. I'm not sure which one's worse, but they just devalued the currency, gave out way the hell too many points, and now everything's going to crap. So, I mean, you got Endgame of Oakland, which is, obviously they use Pucatrade heavily for their shop, I guess that would be. Go vegan, please. No thanks. Origami Robot, Discordia Games sounds like a name of a store. That sounds like an actual person. Ooh, dang, that's crazy. People are giving away some crazy stuff, man. There was the sword guy, Origami Robot. If you want to sponsor my channel, I'm just throwing it out there. But yeah, this is interesting. If you want to make a contribution, send an email to sweepstakes@pucatrade.com. Or I assume they'd also love to listen to comments about this wonderful system. So yeah, this is all the rules and everything. Where do the cards come from? What are my odds of winning? Blah, blah, blah. It's typical boilerplate nonsense. So this is, it does fix their problem. Like, I can't give them that much flack for this, but it is also clearly an illegal lottery in my opinion. So I kind of can give them a lot of flack for this. And so will the FBI. But in the meantime, I mean, I get it. It does help solve their problem. At least they're taking steps instead of continuing to be clueless about it. But now that they picked up an 8th grade economics book and learned what inflation is and how it works, they're like, oh crap, we should fix this. And then here you go, sweepstakes. But I had heard something about how they were either thinking about this or they already did implement it, where like you pay a certain amount of Puka points and you basically get like a repack or like a loot box, which they're the same damn thing. And you might get good cards, you might not, but it's a way to spend your Puka points. And it's basically, another lottery, another giveaway, another sweepstakes thing where you might get an expensive card, you might just get a bunch of bulk that Pucatrade acquired at liquidation costs, or everybody just has laying around or whatever. I mean, I could send them 100,000 right now if I wanted. So I think that's probably what it was, and that's actually kind of smart. I mean, I don't like repacks, but they themselves probably certify them instead of like lying about them. Like if they say you have a 1 in 100 chance of getting like a masterpiece, then that's probably exactly what it is. I don't think that they'd actually lie to people at this point. They're incompetent, but they're not like outright scamming people yet. So implementing that was interesting. Implementing this was interesting. They're both questionable, kind of shady, kind of looked down upon, but I don't see another way to sink money out of the system. I just don't. Other than, well, they started charging Puka points as membership fees every month. So whatever your balance is, it's going to drain away every single month. That's pretty nuts. Now, the other unsolvable problem, in my opinion, with their business model is everybody wants expensive cards and nobody wants cheap cards. That's why I said, I mean, honestly, if you were to use Pucatrade yourself, which I wouldn't really recommend, but if you absolutely felt the need to do so, and your goal was to take your, $40 cards, the ultra rares that you opened, and just straight up trade them for almost their exact value, and then get a whole bunch of like lesser rares that are like $1, $2, $3 rares, you're probably going to be pretty successful and find a bunch of trade partners. It's just nobody does that. Everybody is like, I want to take all my janky crap that's worth 50 cents, sell it to God knows who, and trade it in for a $50 card that I need for Modern. That's just what everybody uses the site for, from what I heard. And there's really no fix for that, other than they really, I mean, they were advertising that. They're like, take all your crappy cards and trade them in for stuff that isn't crap. Like, that was their advertising campaign from what I saw. Then guess what? That's who shows up. I mean, it's like these people don't know marketing. They don't know economics. They don't know business planning. And now they're resorting to a almost definitely illegal sweepstakes. So this is just pathetic. I can't wait until the company goes under, because they deserve it for just this level of poor planning. They're just utterly terrible. And thank God I didn't take their sponsorship, because, what's more important than money is actually standing by your product. Speaking of that, link in the description for Coinbase if you want to get into Bitcoin investing, or long-term, short-term, you want to use their exchange, GDAX, whatever. If you buy in $100 or more of any cryptocurrency from them, they will automatically give you and me a $10 free credit. So starting with a 10% boost, not bad. And the only reason I am using them as like a referral program / affiliate link is because I use them personally. I have left Kraken because they're freaking terrible, and I'm having problems with Bitrex right now, actually, too. So they are the best, they're the most respected, and that's the only thing you'll ever see marketed on my channel as some kind of sponsorship or referral. In fact, I declined 3 other sponsorships from these untrustworthy garbage Asian companies trying to like basically rip people off and exaggerate stuff, and just not worth it, not worth the money. And this is me we're talking about saying it's not worth the money. I'm broke as hell and I need money. But yeah, I'm not gonna take Pucatrade as a sponsor. Sorry. So that's what you need to know about their wonderful sweepstakes system until they all get raided and arrested. So if you have any Puca points, I would trade them in for cards immediately. If that's even how the site works, not too clear on it. And I'll see you guys next video.